Good afternoon. My name is Constable Danny McKinnon, Public Information Officer with the Winnipeg Police Service. Thank you for joining us with not too much notice ahead of time. We have one matter to release on, and it's an assault investigation. We're considering it a public advisory. On October 25th, so first thing this morning at approximately 4:45 a.m., Winnipeg Police Service responded to the report of a break-in and an assault that occurred in student housing on the premises of the University of Manitoba on Defoe Road. So police met with an adult female who reported that while in her suite, an intruder entered her room and physically assaulted her. She managed to fight off the suspect, calling for help, and University Security Services was alerted and contacted the Winnipeg Police Service. The female was injured. She was treated for her injuries and is considered to be in stable condition. The WPS Sex Crimes Unit, due to the nature of this type of incident, has taken over the investigation, and an initial image of the suspect has been obtained. Now we have the images up here. There's 3 of them. I will provide a audible description first, and then we can talk about these images. The suspect is described as an adult male, 5'10" to 6 feet in height, unkempt facial hair as well as unkempt longer hair, wearing a black toque with a gray hoodie underneath a black jacket, possibly blue jeans, black shoes, and seen carrying a blue and black backpack. And this is the public advisory. We would ask anybody who may recognize this individual or know of their whereabouts to please contact the Winnipeg Police Service. You can contact investigators directly in the Sex Crimes Unit. It's 204-986-6245, or anonymously through Crime Stoppers, either by phone or online. And also would just like to add that the Winnipeg Police are working closely with the University of Manitoba during communication. You ready for your questions? Okay, go.
Did he break into the building and her unit? Or how did this sort of occur?
So this just happened at 5 a.m.-ish when we made our first contact with the victim. We're still obtaining all of the specific details. So investigators are meeting with the victim to get all of that information. That's something that I don't have, how he breached the initial building, but certainly described as not being somebody who lived there.
Police are moving pretty quickly to get this public advisory out there. Is there any concern that this suspect might be a threat to other people in the public, Danny?
Yeah, well, as you point out, we don't often have an image right away. We do have an image, front, rear of the suspect, and a blurry-ish one, but you can get an overall body sort of image there. I will say that on this screen, it just kind of looks blacked out, but if you look on your own personal device and you hone in, you will be able to see the individual's face a little bit better. This is our first image. We expect to obtain better images, hopefully from within the campus and perhaps within the neighborhood. Now, to answer your second question about public threat, this was a very random occurrence. This individual, I believe, was sleeping, in the protection of their own residence in that complex. So we are treating it with great concern. We don't want to be alarming the community. But this advisory was twofold. Number one, take public precaution. Now, I know the university has set out a separate set of communication to the students and everybody in that area, so I won't speak to that. You can liaise with the university or look on the website. But we would mirror the same type of precautions. If you're in those residences, to please lock your doors. Make sure you have your cell phone with you, be aware of your surroundings, especially in the darkness hours. And then as well to the neighborhoods, in the surrounding neighborhoods, close by in Fort Richmond. The second is we want to find out who this suspect is. So if this person looks potentially recognizable to you, believed to possibly be an unhoused individual, so perhaps you've seen this individual in the neighborhood, on the streets, perhaps walking up and down, please contact the police. Also, if you have home security, please check your home security. Now, again, dark hours when this occurred and this person escaped, so it'll be touch and go in terms of what you capture on your home security, but nevertheless, anything may be potentially helpful.
Do you know what kind of security like the building at the university has at that hour in the day? Or?
No. So in terms of their practices and what they do, please contact the university. But I will say that very quickly they are contacted. I'm not sure how they were contacted. I don't know if it was the victim directly or somebody nearby. She was shouting for help, so I think some calls were made.
We see that the sex crime unit is involved here. Can you speak about the motivation of the attack at all? Was there any type of robbery? Do we believe that it was explicitly sex motivated? Just any information like that, Denny?
There may have been a robbery aspect to it, again, not confirmed. And, anytime somebody breaks into a home or a residence or an apartment suite, late hours, female victim, and an assault, a serious assault takes place, this would be very fitting for the sex crimes to investigate. So we're not going to talk about potential motive or what could have happened. We're just working with what we have very early hours, like just mere hours after the incident, really.
Was the victim, did she require transport to the hospital? I know you said that she did suffer some injuries.
Yeah, I believe she was in stable condition, but she did need some treatment.
At the hospital? Sorry.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Just wondering as well, do police consider this like a home invasion as well, or?
For all intents and purposes, anytime you have like a break-in and an assault or a break-in and a robbery, you could potentially call that a home invasion. But I think really that would be a little bit more what was the end motive on this. We don't know right now. So we're just continuing to call it a break and enter and an assault.
And then I'm just wondering as well, like, was the victim in this case, was her room like located on a main floor, or would this person have had to like climb up a certain amount of flights of stairs to get to this specific room?
Well, you know what? I'll just say she was not on the main floor.
Is this, I don't want to sound silly with this question, but is this unusual to happen at the University of Manitoba? We have a case where somebody's breaking into the dorm and a serious assault. Maybe those types of things happen and we just don't hear about them, or is this an anomaly even for you guys at the police force?
Yeah, I would say that this is not something that occurs regularly. This is not something we report on regularly in terms of number of occasions with the university. Again, I don't want to speak to their stats and their occurrences and what they've followed up on, but certainly for anything serious like this involving the police, this is something that we don't report on normally. Anything else?
Can I ask a question about a separate release?
Not right now. You
Okay.
can follow up in an email or out through the hallway, please. Okay. So main points is to please let the police know, call in any tips you have through the investigation line or through